I got a good one for you guys today. What's up, guys? Thank you for clicking on the video. Today I'm going to be reviewing the Mule Fishing Donkey Tail and Donkey Tail Jr. I'm a huge multi-species angler, so I really like not just targeting bass or trout, but also panfish. I love going ultralight fishing. Saw these on an episode of Burley Fishing where Jeff was going through the jigs and the soft plastics that he got, and I got super interested in them and decided to put it in order myself. So what I ordered was the Mule Jig in 2 sizes and in different colors, and then I ordered the Donkey Tail in 3 colors and the Donkey Tail Jr. in 3 colors as well. One of my favorite baits of all time is a trout magnet. I love fishing a trout magnet. That's one of my huge confidence baits, and usually when I can't get anything to bite on anything that I'm throwing, throw out a trout magnet, and usually those work for me. Lately it seems like everyone's caught onto the trout magnet and these fish are seeing them more often and they are not biting it. So I started using these Donkey Tail Juniors and they are killing for me. They're my new confidence baits. They're honestly, for me, surpassed the trout magnet. I'm probably never leaving home without a pack of these Donkey Tail Juniors in my pack. So the Mule Jig, we have them right here. Comes in a bunch of different sizes, 5 different sizes to be exact. These are the 3/32 ounce Mule Jigs, and I ordered these in white, and I also ordered them in chartreuse, and it's basically a rounded Ned rig. It's probably a mix between like a ball head jig and a Ned rig, because it is rounded on the bottom, and the weight of it makes it so that when you let the bait sink, the head of the bait is going down first. I also ordered these in the 1/64 ounce, and let me tell you, these are tiny. Here, let me take one out for you. Just look at how small that is. That is microscopic, and when you compare it to the 3/32 ounce, it's ridiculously small. Here, let me show you. So here they are. Look at that. There's a huge size difference between the two. This is the one I've been throwing around the most, right here. And when it comes to panfish, it's just been killing for me. Along with the Mule Jig, I ordered the standard Donkey Tails in 3 colors. I ordered them in Dakota Sunrise, which is like this purple, pink, blue 2-color laminate. I ordered them in black, and then I ordered them in a natural green pumpkin color. And these 3 are the standard Donkey Tail, and they are 2.8 inches long. I'll take out the green pump so you can take a look at that. So here's the Donkey Tail itself. You'll see it's got a standard smooth grub here. It's got this ribbing here, and then it's got this boot tail down in the back, and that thing just moves in the water. And I can tell you, when fishing the Junior, that when this thing is falling, this tail is just dancing all over the place. It's great. I have yet to fish the regular size one, but I'd imagine I'd use this more for bass fishing. Might still use it on an ultralight combo, but probably will bump up to either a light or a medium combo for these, because the lure is a little bigger. But that is the 2.8 Donkey Tail. Now what I've been fishing a ton of lately has been the Junior sizes, and these are a 1.6 inch size. It's basically the exact same bait, but downsized to a 1.6 inch in length grub, and it's the exact same look. It's just a lot tinier, and when you have finicky fish, you want to give them something smaller to bite onto. And same deal. Look, I mean, look at that thing moving. The thing's moving like crazy, and all I'm doing is holding it here. So when you compare the two in size, there is a huge size difference here. So like I said, this is what I've been using for like panfish, and I have actually caught a few bass on this. I had one hooked up and lost him at the dock, and then I put another one. Actually did catch another one, and then the very next day, me and the family went out, and my wife actually pulled in her first largemouth bass with the donkey tail as well, the donkey tail junior. This guy I'm probably going to start throwing more frequently and see if I can get some bigger bass on it. But for the donkey tail junior, I'm very happy. For the donkey tail junior, I ended up getting it in three colors as well. I got it in the chartreuse, I got it in the black, and then I got it in the pasture fire, and this is the color that I've had pretty good success on lately. The first time I went fishing with the donkey tail junior, I was getting a ton of short strikes on the tail, and it speaks to the durability of the bait because I had a ton of strikes on it and it never ripped apart up until the last few, and I think it probably took about 20 different short strikes. I mean, the bait itself is very stretchy. It's kind of that Elastec type material similar to Z-Man plastics. So I mean, look at that stretch, look at that. So the first time I was trying to rig this up, I ended up rigging it incorrectly and made a bunch of holes in it. But even with that hole, it getting short struck over and over again, it still held up pretty well. It lost the boot, and I probably could have kept fishing it with just the tail and still would have had some decent success with it. A couple of things to note: this is the one that I've been fishing lately. It's more of a natural color. My water's a lot more clear, and they've just been eating this one. I think I've been using this one for the past few trips, and it's been holding up pretty well. It is a little difficult to rig if you're not used to rigging up this Elastec type plastic. What I like to do, and I've worked with Z-Man plastics a little bit in the past, and it's a little difficult, but what I like to do is I'll pull this bait all the way past the hook keeper here and really just stretch it up and try to get up there, because if not, the hook keeper is going to keep wanting to pushing it down. The plastic itself is super stretchy and just wants to hold itself together. So just make sure that that's one thing to note, is that there is a little bit of a learning curve when trying to rig this up. But other than that, honestly, it's a great bait. This one in particular, I probably put through like, I don't know, like 10 different fish already, and it's still in pretty good shape. One thing I will note is that as fish do get a hold of it, sometimes it does tend to hook itself. Just make sure that you're unhooking it and letting that boot tail fly. And you can even tell this one, it's not rigged properly. You technically want it rigged like this, but even like that, it's still pretty deadly. It's still catching fish, and it's still holding up pretty well. And like I said, they were short striking it at first, so I made some adjustments, and I shortened it by cutting off the top and then just treating this the jig head itself as the top, and just trimming off that little bit was enough to start getting some more hookups and less short strikes. So another good thing is it's not really that expensive to buy a pack of these. I think a pack of these are like $5.99, $4.99, somewhere around there. I'll have the price listed on the screen. Considering how long they last and how durable they are, I'd say they're worth every penny. I mean, so far I think I'm on fish count number 10 with this one. 10 fish on one bait. That's not bad by any means, and it's still in pretty good shape. I'm pretty sure I can get a few more fish just on this bait alone. So another thing that I really like about this bait is its versatility. There's tons of different ways to fish it, but my favorite way is to slowly jig it back. So I'll cast it out and I'll let it sink about 5 seconds, and then I'll reel in the slack and then just jig it up and let it sink again. And I'll repeat that all the way back to the bank, and usually they'll bite it on the fall, and I've had a ton of success catching different kinds of panfish, different kinds of sunfish, and some largemouth bass doing that technique. You can also just let it dead stick down on the ground. If you don't have a lot of grass, that tail will just move back and forth in the water as it's sitting down at the bottom, and a fish will just come in and pick it up and take it. So another way is underneath the float, and this will just be suspended in the water, and the current will slowly be moving the tail. You can slowly reel it into you. You can even straight retrieve these. The boot tail allows it to swim pretty well and causes some disturbance. That's probably how I'm going to fish the larger donkey tail the most, because it has that larger profile. So I'll slowly swim it back to me, or I'll probably fish it like a standard Ned rig and just let it sit on the bottom and see what ends up coming and biting it. But yeah, I've had huge success on this bait, this specific bait alone. You can see I'm missing a couple chartreuse ones already, and I'm missing a couple of these. I gave one away to a buddy of mine. We went fishing and he was just not catching any fish, and this was the only thing that they were biting that day. So I told him, you got to get on it, and I gave it to him, and instantly he started catching some fish. So if you're in the market for a new multi-species bait and setup, I definitely recommend the Donkey Tail and Donkey Tail Junior from Mule Jig Fishing. It's an awesome bait to use. They're pretty affordable, and it's run by the online outdoorsman, who's also on YouTube. He does awesome multi-species videos, some ultralight fishing, and definitely check him out. Check out Mule Jig Fishing, check out the online outdoorsman. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.